Thank you for tuning into the Cup of Joe show. Today's particular video is titled I Survived This Tornado. And if you are looking at the thumbnail right now, you will see a street that is very badly mangled. That was about 3 houses down from me. So that was my street. This was a EF5 tornado. I think it's what you call it, EF5 or F5 or whatever you call it. Let's take a, how many of y'all got y'all's cup of Joe? It's story time. Here we go. Take a sip with me. Let's go. Yep. It's story time. But we're going to wait just a second for some people to hop into the live stream here. This is a live video, so I don't want to get into all the details yet. Not yet, just not. I'm going to wait for about 10 people to show up. We'll get a little audience going here, and then we'll get into what happened, when this happened, what happened, and all that good old stuff. So this happened back in 2015. It was December 26th. It was the day after Christmas. Is that right?
Yes.
2015?
Yeah.
You sure wasn't 2016?
2015.
2015. All right, 2015. You always got to have a hammer on your desk. You never know when you might need it. You know what I mean? Anyway, always keep that hammer. I got it at Harbor Freight. It's cheap. Anyway. So we're just, like I said, we're just waiting for a few people to hop on here. And we got, let's see, 2 people watching right now. Just wait until about 5 or 6 more people show up, which should be very soon. And we're going to get into this story of I survived that tornado. Hello, everybody. What's going on? We got DS and we got Bluey. Now we got Lisa. Hello, everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and get started into this. So as I was saying, the date was December 26th, 2015. This is the day after Christmas. I was, let's see, was I already divorced? Or, no. No, I was not divorced, no. Me and my ex-wife, we were split up at the time. And we were split up at the time. And so we were living in separate households. I was living in my mom's house. She was living at her mom's house across town. My daughter was staying with me from time to time. She was with me on Christmas Day, the day before. She was not with me, thankfully, the day that the tornado hit. Now, what had happened was, like I said, I was living with my mom at the time. I think I was 23. Was I 23? We were 23, right? We're separated. Me and my wife were separated, so I moved back with my mom. And she was single at the time, and she had just started like dating people again. She'd been single for a few years, and this guy had reached out to her and wanted her to come and meet him about an hour and a half away and go on a date with him. He lived in another town. So she left that morning to go on this date with this guy and go hang out with him. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Whatever, I'll be here. So I'm there, and the weather started out nice that morning. Wasn't any indication that anything was going to go the way it did. And for anybody that just joined, that thumbnail that you see, that was my street. So that is what the houses looked like when I stepped out. So let's continue. So she's on a date, and it starts to rain, and it starts to storm pretty bad. And I was actually sleeping. I was sleeping, and she calls me, and she's like, hey, have you checked the weather? It's getting bad up there. And I'm like, I don't know. I've been asleep. And so I'm on the phone with her for about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. And I can hear the rain's really coming down outside. It's really coming down. And what's going on, Shayla? So it's really coming down, right? And she's on a date with this dude, and then the power goes out, right? I'm in there watching the TV, and then the TV just cuts off. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. The TV just went out. And I'm like, all the power's out. And so that was my first, like, this might be a little serious, you know. But we had many tornado warnings and stuff like that over the years here, and nothing had ever happened. So I wasn't really thinking that anything was going to happen. So TV goes out, power goes out, and I hear the wind picking up. Then, of course, you hear that eerie sound of the tornado siren. It begins to go off. Excuse me. And so you can hear that from outside. So that alerts me, and I'm like, oh, okay, the tornado alarm's going off, and the power just went out. So now I'm like, really like, what the hell? So I go to the back doors to go take a look outside, and I open the back door, and I'm looking out of the patio, and all I can see at the houses behind me was just one big gray, I just thought it was just rain. And I was like, I don't see anything. It's just raining really hard out there. And I saw the sky start to flash. Like, I knew it wasn't lightning, but I've never seen anything like that. And so I said, I'm sitting there on the phone. I'm standing on the back porch, and I'm like, that's weird. The sky is lighting up like turquoise blue, and it's like shooting up, way up. And it's like dying down. The light's dying down, and it flashes again, like boom, boom, boom. And I said, that's not lightning. I said, I don't know what the heck that is, but I can't see it through all the rain. It's just this gray, huge gray, as far as I can see, just rain. And her new boyfriend that she's on a date with, he says, that's a tornado. It is wrapped in rain. You can't see it coming, or that is the tornado. And he says that is the tornado, and it's destroying transformers. What are you looking at? It's destroying transformers. And he said that the electricity is shooting out into the air. And then I came to that's when I realized, oh shit, he's right, because he was an electrician. So I said, oh, that's bad. So I immediately slammed the door. I mean, all this happened within like 15 seconds. I'm standing there looking at it. I'm like, oh, that's weird. He's like, that's a tornado. Get in the house. So I shut the door, and I run down the hallway. And again, my mom had that big dog. Her name was Bo. She was half boxer and half, what is it called? Doberman. And so she's a big dog. She's like 120 pounds. So I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, Bo, get in the bathroom with me. Come on, let's go to the bathroom. Let's go to the bathroom. And so she starts hearing stuff outside. She can sense something's going on. So she runs off to my mom's room. And I'm like, at that point, and this is probably like 5-6 seconds since I get off the porch, I ran in the house. And I'm like, come on, come to the bathroom. And she won't come in there with me. She runs in my mom's room. And so at this point in time, it sounds like if you've ever been in the house when they're roofing your house, they're sitting there banging on the house, and it sounds like there is like 20 carpenters on the roof just hitting the roof with hammers, just tung 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 tung. And so that's when I was like, okay, that's it for me. Like, I can't save the dog, I got to get in this bathroom immediately. This is the debris that's on the outskirts of the tornado. It's hitting the roof now. And I'm like, this is actually a tornado. It's hitting. So the whole time I'm on the phone with my mom still, and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, there's debris hitting the roof. I think it's a tornado. And she's like, oh no. And all I could say to her was pray for me, and hung up the phone, and all I could say was, Jesus save me. That's like literally the only thought that I had in that moment. And I'm telling you, from walking off the back porch to getting into the bathroom was probably no more than 11 seconds. And when that happened, the debris starts hitting, and it's about maybe 4 or 5 seconds of debris, and then it was like a freaking bomb went off. I'm telling you, if you've never ever been in a tornado, I hope you never do, because almost simultaneously, every single window in the house just exploded. Just the loudest explode, like boom, 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 boom. All the windows just started exploding, and stuff started just flying through the house and slamming up against the hallway wall. It took a dresser, my daughter's bedroom. We just got her a desk for Christmas the day before. All of her Christmas toys were there. Everything I got for her. She had this desk and I had bought her the day before, and she loved it. She was drawing all day on Christmas, and she probably would have been at that desk, um, you know, when this happened. Thank God she wasn't here, because it took her dresser that was in front of the window, and it completely threw it with such violence that the entire desk was just pulverized because the wind threw this dresser. And all I can hear is windows shattering, metal above the house just being twisted, just the craziest sounds I've ever heard, and the whole house just shaking. I'm in the bathtub just trying to stay down, and it is just shaking the walls so violently, and you can hear everything. The dog, Bo, like I said, she was in my mom's room. She had ran underneath the bed, and it was crazy. It was creepy because the dog made a noise that sounded like a woman screaming. She howled so loud, and it sounded like a woman screaming, because she was screaming for her life, and she was terrified. Uh, and What else? Everything is having, and people say it sounds like a freight train or something like that. It didn't sound like a freight train to me. It sounded more like a jet. If you've ever been at an airport and a jet is coming over you, a airplane, and it's about to land, it was just super, super loud, just a roar. And this thing was an EF5 tornado, the biggest a tornado could be. It was literally a Texas tornado, right? Uh, so it lasted maybe about 12 to 15 seconds. That's how big this thing was. And then it, just like that, it stopped. Everything got just silent. And uh, I came out of the bathroom, and when I did, there's glass all in the hallway. There's debris everywhere. There's wood with nails sticking up as soon as I walk out of the bathroom. I'm surprised to look around and see that the roof is still on the house. And I'm like, wow, thank God for that. The roof's on, the walls are still here. And I'm like, how, man? And I'm in shock. I didn't even have time to be scared. I was never scared when it happened. There was just no time to be scared. It happened so quick. I mean, literally from being on the back porch saying like, "What's that?" and then, "Hey, it's a tornado," and then getting in the bathroom, literally maybe 12 seconds total. So I didn't have time to even process really what was happening. I just had to go into survival mode, and my adrenaline was pumping. And so I walk out of the bathroom, and I'm thinking the dog is probably gone. But she comes out, she's okay, thank God. She's perfectly fine. I know y'all are probably freaking out about that. She was perfectly fine. And so I walk into, I'm looking in the bedrooms, and just stuff, metal is thrown through the window. Metal had came through the windows and embedded itself into the walls, just stabbed itself into the wall. Sticks had came through the window. Sticks were stabbed through the roof. So when I walk outside, I start hearing people immediately screaming. Everybody in the neighborhood is freaking out. People are screaming. I go outside, and there's power lines that are down, and they're just sparking everywhere, and people are screaming, "Get back, get back." I mean, everybody's just in chaos. And if you see the thumbnail, that's what I saw when I walked out of the house. Literally, I'm standing there looking at everything. It's perfect, just getting rained on. And then 15, 20 seconds later, it's like a bomb went off in the entire neighborhood. And this thing was so wide that it hit like 18 houses, like boom, 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 like down the street. That's how wide it was. Just the width of this thing. It was like a quarter-mile wide. It was just huge. And I walk outside. There are cars in the trees in front of my house. The house in front of me is completely gone. It is gone, gone. It is just flat, just rubble and debris. Thank God. There was an elderly couple that lived there. And I was thinking, oh man, they're gone. You know, there's no way. And luckily, thank God, not luckily, it was God. We were all blessed. Thank God they were not home at the time. Thank you. Appreciate the hat compliment. They were not home at the time. You know, remember, this is the day after Christmas. So everybody, a lot of people in the neighborhood were gone. They were traveling and stuff. And so these people, they just happened to, you know, not be there. So, what else? The neighbor to the right of us, the entire roof is ripped off. He's coming outside through the rubble. He's freaking out, getting his family out. I walk to the back doors. They're completely gone. The tornado just ripped the doors completely off the house, just sucked them off the house. All the windows are blown out. I walk outside in the backyard. The entire fence is gone. Everything. I look as far as I can. Houses are gone, gone. Everything just destroyed. Cars in trees and everything. It's just, and it's getting dark. It happened around like 6 o'clock, you know, and it was in the wintertime, so it got dark early, and it's still raining. And, you know, there's down power lines sparking, electricity sparking. And there's a guy that comes running down the main street right here, and he's screaming, "Everybody's dead, everybody's dead, don't go that way, there's bodies all in the street, oh my God, there's people everywhere." So he comes, this is an older dude, he comes running down the street yelling all that. So everybody that's in their front yard, everybody starts going just chaotic, freaking out. And yeah, he just starts a huge, you know, panic mode with everybody. And then a woman comes running down the road and she says, "Another tornado's coming, another one's coming, everybody run, everybody run." And so then everybody starts freaking out. Which that wasn't even true. Neither one of those statements were true. So I don't know where they came up with that. You know, there were some deceased people, but they were not that way where he said. They were behind my house. 11 people lost their lives in this particular tornado. But what else? So there's a trailer park back that way, and at the time, you know, I was separated from my wife, and this is back when, if you've heard my story, what's going on? If you heard my story a couple days ago about when me and my wife separated, I went back to my ex-girlfriend. I know, but at the time, this is what it was. You know, I was with my ex-girlfriend. So I ran to her house. She lived in the neighborhood. So I ran down there to check on them. She was at work. But I ran down there to check on her family. And, you know, the further I got that way, the worse it got. There was trees everywhere. There was debris. Are we back? Are we back? Is the picture back? The sound back? Are we good? Let's wait to see if we got the sound and the picture back before I continue. We should be back on. Okay, cool. Uh, so, um, so I went down there and her family was okay, but everybody was very, very shook up, and the cool thing was like immediately after it happened, all these dudes, all these men, now let me call them dudes, all these men, they're coming down the street and they got chainsaws, just blah, 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 blah. And they just start cutting trees in half in the middle of the streets, and they're just shoving them out of the way, pushing them. And then there's like a truck full of men behind them and this big Dodge diesel truck, and they got like a cattle guard on the front of their truck, and so the trees that are like really big, they're pushing them out of the way with their truck, trying to clear the roads. And this was in like within 3 minutes of this happening. Like these guys were just on it. They were just cutting everything, and they were going into houses and stuff. So everybody in the neighborhood started helping each other out. We were all moving trees out of the roadways and stuff because we needed the fire department. We needed. I mean, there was people that were seriously, seriously injured. There was people that were still trapped in their houses. There were houses that completely collapsed on people, and there were families trapped inside. And it's getting dark, and there's fires, and it's sparking, and just all kind of stuff. It's bad. Uh, but the coolest thing was, I looked to the left down the street, and all you see is just like probably 30 or 40 firemen coming down the road, and they got the reflective stuff on, and they've got flashlights, and they're shining down the road, and they're just coming, they're coming for us. And we were just like, yeah, the firemen, here comes the help. And when you go through something like that, and you see, the firemen coming, and some have axes in their hands, it's just like a huge sigh of relief, like everything's gonna be all right. Help is here, and you can kind of relax. And they were going into everybody's house, making sure that everybody's okay, pulling people out of their homes and stuff like that. And yeah, they were very, very brave men. We need more of those type of men these days. You know, but I thought that was the coolest thing. After the tornado, let me say this: my house was really as bad as it was. Uh, all I can say is thank God, because God really, really sustained me. And like I said, I just prayed, Jesus, save me, you know. And this house, I'm telling you, the house in front of me was flatlined, and it came completely over this house, and it was not, the roof was not ripped off. It had shingles missing, all the windows were busted out. Some siding was ripped off. It tried to rip the exterior wall away from the house, but it was like it just bent it out a little bit where the brick is. It was like something stopped it. And I believe that was God, because I prayed. The Bible says, call upon me and I will answer you. So I prayed, God, save me, and this, my mom's house, it did not have insurance. So if it would have been taken down to the ground, there would have been no, wouldn't have had anywhere to stay. We'd have been homeless. But there was a lot of people in the neighborhood that did have insurance. We just didn't. So God protected us. He protected the house. He protected the dog. He protected me. I walked out of that hellhole completely unscathed. I didn't have one scratch on me. You know, but as a result of going through that, I now suffer from PTSD. Anytime I hear a tornado siren, anytime there is a really bad storm, even lightning, seeing lightning flashing in the distance can, set that off and make me start freaking out and having really bad panic attacks, thinking that that's Transformers blowing up and I've got to get out of this situation. I mean, I really, it's bad. Just simple thunderstorms can trigger a just a very severe panic attack with me. There's been times where it's gotten pretty bad, and I just get in my truck and I have to get out of there. I feel it's almost like I feel safer driving away and getting away from the storm rather than just wait it out. But that is one downfall from that, and I suffer from very severe nightmares about tornadoes. About I'd say about maybe twice a week, no less than once a week. I have a nightmare about a tornado, and it's been going on since 2016, 2015, 16. Without fail, every single week I have a dream about a tornado. So it's not as bad as it used to be with the panic attacks. I mean, after it happened, seeing all the aftermath and realizing what God saved me from, I was just like, man, dude, people died. This thing was, you know, just absolutely huge. It was just gigantic. But what helps me is I just try to tell myself, God protected you from it before. He can protect you again. He's my protector. So, you know, let's check out some of these comments. Anybody in the comments, have y'all ever been through a tornado or anything like that? I hope you never do. I've also got a guest right now. This particular man, he was in the tornado as well, and he wants to give his side of the story. Why don't you crouch down and tell them, yeah, get the chair or whatever. Crouch down and tell them what you went through. What was your experience with the tornado? Get on camera. Get on camera.
I was in an upstairs room, and I'll just be very simple about it. I was watching a movie that suddenly cut off, and then of course the whole room went dark, and I heard I'll put it this way, rumbling, and then yeah, pretty much I heard glass shatter. It wasn't in my room though. It was actually the downstairs house, and I know that leads to me pretty fast opening the door, getting knocked down by the wind. I'm not gonna leave that detail out, and then I had to get back up, put my shoes back on, run down the stairs, go to the back door to the driveway of the house. I then had to beat the doors down. They were actually blown open already. I went there and found my family. They said, "Are you all right?" And but they didn't sound too concerned. The point is, the windows are in our kitchen got blown out. The Christmas tree is still up. Obviously got knocked over.
And judging from the picture y'all seen in the thumbnail, his house didn't get hit anywhere near what these houses did. It He probably got hit with the outskirt of the tornado. It turned, because if it would have kept going the way it was going, it hit my house, and he was like a few houses blocks away. If it would have stayed straight, he would not be here right now. He was in a separated garage, right?
Detached building, yes.
Detached building from his house, and he was in the upper part of that garage. He was in the upper room. There's an upper room, and he would have been killed, no doubt about it. I mean, this tornado was ripping houses off the concrete foundation like it was nothing. And if he would have been in that, but God turned that tornado right there at the last second. And there's pictures online where from aerial views you can see where it turned. And there was a trailer park, about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile from the house, and it was heading straight to them. It skipped that, because it would have ended all of them. I mean, it would have been bad. And this was not the first tornado I was in. I was in a tornado when I was 2.5 years old, and my dad went through a tornado. And what else? Then I mean, we've been through a few, but this was the only one that hit the house. We went through another one actually. What, a year ago?
It was the first week of March last year.
First week of March last year, when we were on a job in Corsicana, Texas, where I'm originally from. Tornado hit the motel we were staying in, the damn Motel 6. and tore up the roof, and tore up the gas station right next to us. So it's like, man, and you wonder why I've got PTSD from it. I mean, that was really bad too. Where there was people freaking out. Same thing, when things like this happen, all the power got cut off in the motel, and you could hear everybody in the rooms, in the next room, whatever, next unit, everybody screaming, and some lady was running across the balcony out there screaming, "A tornado's coming, it's headed right our way, we're all gonna die." And everybody heard her, and everybody starts screaming. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Lady starts screaming, "A tornado's coming." So that just sent me into another panic attack, freaked me out, and it did hit and we were in the second floor of the motel. So I was like, man, this is the worst spot we could be. It's gonna rip the roof off and suck Justin straight out and spin him around like like he's on a. Anyway, you're almost gone. You know it.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Yes, I'm glad you tell the story.
Glad to be on the Cup of Joe show. So am I. Where's your Cup of Joe?
It's not presently here, but I'm still here to talk.
All right. Well, I'm gonna need my spot back. We gotta read the comments. Here, take a chair with you. Okay. All right. Let's get to some of these comments real quick. Let's see. You have not been through a tornado. Let's see. Well, I've never been through a tornado. The scariest part of my life was basically 9/11 when it happened. It knocked out our power. The smoke was absolutely horrible. I was 9 when it happened. Wow, that's crazy. How old were we? We were 9, right?
You were 8. I was 9.
Yeah, I remember that day. Yeah, that's crazy. Does insurance cover everything if it hits your house? Yeah, from what I heard, it did. There was people that their houses wasn't even too bad, and next, 2 weeks later, they were bulldozing the entire house, getting entire brand new houses. Let's see. I thought it was a bomb at first until I can literally see what happened. And the crazy part, I was at school and I can see literally out the window. See it literally out the window. It was absolutely hell that day. Wow, that's crazy. Actually, Justin here flew past the Twin Towers. What was it, 18 hours before they got hit?
Yeah.
He was on an airplane and flew right past them. And the pilot said, if you look out the window, you'll see the Twin Towers. Where were you at? The Gravity Games in Rhode Island?
Yes.
And you flew over New York City or whatever? So, I mean, that's crazy, It's crazy how close he was, and could have been on that plane. Yes, we were both in the same tornado. We lived in the same neighborhood. Let's see. Mr. Beast is avoiding the allegations. Okay. I don't know what allegations he's under. A lot of our parents had to walk in all that just to get us out of school. Wow. I'll forever praise those brave firemen who lived and died trying to save people. Absolutely. What happened to his beard? What happened to your beard, dude?
Hey,
Come tell people what happened to your beard. Hey, what's going on, Tasha? Get real close and tell them. Tell everybody straight up what happened to you.
It's probably a lack of
Closer, show 'em.
probably a lack of nutrition. Most likely.
It's not just you don't know how to shave, or
No, it's probably a lack of
it's
nutrition.
not that, is it?
It's not. It's a
People
little.
may be assuming it's that he doesn't know how to shave. That's not. He has alopecia.
An alopecia mixed with a hormone imbalance. That's my theory.
But he is on some hormone stuff to grow it back right now, right?
Right.
Yeah. Any other comments? I don't know, dude. You got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I'm trying to work on my hairstyle.
And Justin here is single.
Yes, that's true.
Right, he's looking for a woman, ladies. He's a bachelor. He's a ladies' man. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. All right. All right.
Yes, all right.
Okay, let me get back over. All right. So, oh man. Let's see. Said your top hair looks pretty good.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna go ahead and end this live because, like I said, I don't want to get too far off topic because I know there's people that will come in after this video is made, and we want to kind of keep it, keep it like the title says, right? So we want to keep it, the way the title is. But I'm gonna start another live as I always do. It's just when I do these specific lives, I wanna keep them, specifically to what we're talking about. Amen, amen. Some girls are calling you cute, dude.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready for a girlfriend?
Yes, I am.
He's ready. How old are you?
Just turned 32.
Just turned 32. How much can you bench? They want to know. It matters.
I'll give you an honest estimate, 150.
150. He can bench 150. How tall are you?
5'8".
5'8". These are his stats, lady. He's 5'8". He can bench press 150. He's 32 years old. He's got a big old stachio right here. And what else? What else is important about you? What do you like to do for fun?
I enjoy learning about cooking.
Cooking?
Baking, grilling.
Baking, grilling.
To be honest, I think the best thing you can do is feed other people.
Best thing you can do is feed other people. He's trying to help people as well. Yeah, we could. We've known each other since what, 6th grade?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years now. The same age. Same age as Shayla. I'm 31, right?
Yes.
31. I keep thinking I'm 32. I'm not 32 yet. That's weird. I keep telling everybody I'm 32. I'm not. I got to get used to that. I'm sure one girl will love him. He seems awesome. Yep, he's a pretty cool dude. And he's a comedian, right?
Right.
What's your nickname? Dr. Comedian. What's your other nickname? The Hourglass?
Yes, character name.
Yeah, he's got a character name. And we're going to be doing, hopefully this year, we're going to do a short film. We were supposed to do it last year. But we're going to be doing a short film for Halloween. And we came up with the idea. A few years ago, we did a Halloween episode. It's somewhere back in my videos. But he played the Hourglass. And we gave him some pretty cool paint and stuff. And that was back when I was filming with like an iPhone 6. So the quality wasn't very good, and it didn't really go anywhere. But we're gonna we gotta work on the script. You're working on the script, right?
Yes, currently starting.
Currently starting tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna get that going. So hey, what's going on? We're gonna get that going. But yeah, but I gotta hop over here, guys. I gotta make a phone call, and we will be back shortly. It will not be too long. I gotta make a couple phone calls here, and we're gonna be back hopefully this afternoon. If I don't have anywhere to go, I gotta see. That job that we were supposed to start today, it did not work out. That guy called me back and was trying to lowball me even more. I mean, he had already lowballed me on the price, and got me to come down like $400 off the price. and then he was wanting to go lower than that. So, you know, when you add up, you know, the gas and the time, and it was going to take 2.5 hours to drive there, 2.5 hours back, and you know, everybody's schedule, it just wasn't going to work. So, still in the same position, but you know, just keep us in your prayers. I'm sure God will send us something closer, you know, because nobody wants to drive 2.5 hours away to work, and then for somebody that keeps trying to lower the price, hey, go down another 200. Like, you want me to drop $600 off? I cannot do that. You know, it'd be like $150 in gas a day as it is anyway. You know, driving 200 miles in a diesel truck, it's crazy. Anyway, that was just for y'all that were asking this morning on a live that I had. That was not the job I was talking about. We were doing another job at the barn, fixing a horse cover thing, but that was not the job I was talking about. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna hop off of here. Like I said, let me know if you've ever been through a tornado or something like that, or you know, maybe you've been through a hurricane or earthquake. I've never been through either one of those, but I pray and hope that you never have been through any of that stuff, and I hope you never do, because it's pretty serious. It's bad stuff. But until later, guys, I'm Joe Jones. This is the Cup of Joe Show, and I will see y'all later. This has just been y'all's daily dosage. See y'all later.